れた穏やかいつもの僕ですがでも今日は違うだよ僕はすべてが絶えます僕の心は yours 愛がたくさんあるよ僕は元気 of course そして諦めないよ今のところは alright 幸せな日々だよ永遠の太陽は bright そして気持ちいいだよ新しい旅が始まるそして僕は到着まで乗る今の僕はその時間まで待っていますね言葉はたくさんいませんだよ歌で心を与えるよこの新しい旅が始まる時僕は絶対優しい変わりません音でも優しい男今の世代は最高いいなことができます僕の気持ちは happy 絶対優しいだよ日本は絶対 pretty 文化大好きだよ言葉も beautiful話せる大好き命は wonderful 生きることが欲しい新しい旅が始まるそして僕は到着まで乗る今の僕はその時間まで待っていますね言葉はたくさんいませんだよ歌で心を与えるよこの新しい旅が始まる時僕は絶対優しい僕の気持ちは happy 絶対優しいだよ日本は絶対 pretty 文化大好きだよ言葉も beautiful 話せる大好き命は wonderful 生きることが欲しい新しい旅が始まるそして僕は到着まで乗る今の僕はその時間まで待っていますね言葉はたくさんいませんだよ歌で心を与えるよこの新しい旅が始まる時僕は絶対優しい 闇の中では少しの光だよ。バイスペさ光で少しの暗闇。僕は暗闇の中で今のために。でも僕はすぐたらがいます。一人男がいます。僕はこれは重要ですので、僕は一つ進歩圏が始まる。ここから何でもが行くよ。一つし物語開くします。大切なことボケが始まるよ。いくつかものは暗闇の中で、たくさんのものは光の中で。大切だ、そしてこの本が開く。みんなと一緒に僕が歌う。このイメージは一人男によって。しかし心配するよ。そして大切だ。僕は一つ進歩圏が始まる。ここから何でもが行くよ。一つ新物語開くします。大切なことボケが始まるよ。一人男がいます。僕はこれは重要ですので、僕は一つ進歩圏が始まる。ここから何でもが行くよ。一つし物語開くします。大切なことボケが始まるよ。僕は一つ進歩圏が始まる。ここから何でもが行くよ。一つし物語開くします。大切なことボケが始まるよ。 歩き出すのよね。僕は何でも学びたいぜ。人生はちょっと遅いですが、僕はいい気持ちで歩きます。新しい言語を始まります時に基本的なことと始まります。今の僕は幸せ、そして冒険はもうすぐ始まります。私たちは一緒に歩きます。そして止まりませんでしょう。命の冒険は重要なこと。命は永遠にライフ。命は変化します時に私たちは知りますよ。すべてが終わります時に僕のことが死ねる。この世代はアドバンスになった。僕は生まれましたから。世界はたくさん変化したよ。テクノロジーは進化したよ。新しい言語を始まります時に基本的なことと始まります。今の僕は幸せ、そして冒険はもうすぐ始まります。私たちは一緒に歩きます。そして止まりませんでしょう。命の冒険は重要なこと。命は永遠にライフ。命は変化します時に私たちは知りますよ。すべてが終わります時に僕のことが死ねる。新しい言語を始まります時に基本的なことと始まります。今の僕は幸せ、そして冒険はもうすぐ始まります。私たちは一緒に歩きます。そして止まりませんでしょう。命の冒険は重要なこと。命は永遠にライフ。命は変化します時に私たちは知りますよ。すべてが終わります時に僕のことが死ねる。Yo, Afroman, what's up? Buenas tardes a todos. Ustedes saben quién soy y lo que voy a hacer durante este stream. Y otra vez olvidé abrir la cámara. Pero hoy voy a jugar más Power Wash Simulator 2. Just a little bit. Sí, voy a grabar una mini montaña rusa. Y así. Lo voy a hacer. Espero que mi canción, como canté que no era parte de la pista, no estaba retrasado con la canción que es la pista, con la pista. I hope that my actual singing wasn't delayed from the track. See, for me, I'm singing along with it, but on stream, it could be like a split-second delay. Can you believe that recording was a little over 8 years ago? Well, I don't guess you were really around for that era. But at the same time, I wasn't streaming in that era. Lo que hablé ahora es que la grabación de esa última canción fue grabada hace un poco más de 8 años, pero dije, supongo que no estuviste allí para esa época de mí, pero no estuve transmitiendo streams durante esa época. Good evening, Solar. How's it going? And good evening, Hinty, with that hydrate. There you go. Just got done replaying Portal 1. Yeah, Portal 1 is very easy. How many times have you beat the first Portal? Hey, Hinty, I'm doing good. How about yourself? Oh, that was your second time? Yeah, it's funny to me that I know that there's some people that will either get bored of a game or just don't have the time to play games so much. And then there's me who gets a game and then 2 months later is already completed it 21 times. Or is it 22? No, I think it's 21. You okay? Finally home, got 2 days off. Well, that's good, right? Okay, you've been thinking about getting all the achievements for Portal? Yeah. There was one time, there was actually 2 different achievements that I have kind of tried to go for, but haven't gotten. I've gotten kind of, I guess I should say, like, partially. Like, one of them, it actually gives you an achievement for each one you do, and that is the receive transmission. That is where you take the radio to something that interferes with the signal. And then I started to go for the camera shy record, or the achievement, but never did get it either. By the way, Solar, you know about computer parts and building computers, don't you? I'm sure we've been over this before, but I mean, not the particular reason for why I'm asking. Okay, so do you think that I would ever need to get a second one, to mount a second one of this graphics card so that one can handle stream and one can handle the gaming? That's probably one of the more, one of the crazier things that I've thought of. But, like, yes, having 2 graphics cards in the PC, but with the, so since each graphics card has the ports on them, I was thinking of that, like, you'd have one hooked into there to go to the monitor for the games and stuff, and then one hooked into, I got a dry skin crack on my finger, and that hurt. And one to hook to the TV into for the streaming stuff. But that's probably one of the crazier things I have had in my mind about computer doings. Excuse me. Or would that be overkill? Or number 3, third option. Well, I say third option, really it would be a second option. Well, no. You know, saying or is that overkill as an implied second option would mean to just leave it the way it is in terms of the graphics cards. But, so third option, would it be stupid to have this graphics card that I have right now, the 7800 XT, running the stream stuff, and if I ever get one, have like now I know for obvious reasons not to support NVIDIA at this time, so if I do go through this while NVIDIA is still doing this thing, I would probably go for a used one. But an RTX card for games. How does that? That's probably even more overkill than what I already said. But the main reason that I specifically mention an RTX card is because of Portal Portal on RTX. And it's possible to do a setup like that, but you have to be really tech savvy to dedicate each graphics card to certain functions, and the streaming can cause a lot of stress on other components of your PC. So basically, it would be overkill. I mean, it's probably the most ridiculous thing to do RTX, but I mean, I have literally beaten Portal with RTX before with my 7800 XT, but I had to do I had to do make some adjustments in the settings, like with the graphics quality and that stuff, in order to get to go good. Also, the stream will create a delay with double graphics card setup, and the one graphics card will have to do the encoding and send to the other graphics card, and the game stream would be behind your webcam, if that makes sense. Oh, you're talking about, like, it would be delayed from the webcam? Or, like, delayed that kind of behind the webcam? Or do you literally mean behind the webcam like I have it now? I assume that you mean the delay. Yes, if you show us what you see on your monitor through your webcam, it would be further ahead than you showing us the gameplay directly on stream. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, so basically you're saying it would simply be overkill just to have a 2 GPU setup in general, or is it even more so with an RTX? Or I don't guess I should ask you, expect you to know every single thing unless you've had an RTX card. I do know that the NVIDIAs tend to be more expensive than AMDs, so I don't know how you fared in all the computer building, or what all you've had and all that stuff. Oh, you do have an RTX card. Oh, that's nice. So you actually could play an RTX 3060. Is that good enough for? I mean, it is an RTX card, but is that good enough for Portal with RTX? I wonder. You know what? Let me check some here. Portal store page. Portal with RTX. Minimal. Oh, yep. Minimal is a 3060. Okay. Or minimum requirement. Also, if you're going to do a dual GPU for your PC, it's recommended to stick to the same brands because the drivers for different brands can cause conflict. Yeah, I figured that would be the best idea. Hierba. I'd like to upgrade it for it, but they're so disgustingly expensive. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, at some point, if I ever build another computer, or if I decide to change out parts or something, I would probably get, I might would replace this with an RTX, but I don't know if I want to do that. But with the direction that I've heard NVIDIA's going right now, I do not want to support NVIDIA directly, at least. time that I built this computer, the graphics card was the most expensive part of the build. Now it's the RAM. Well, at least if you talk about the same parts that I have. Perdón para los que están aquí para el stream en español, es que el chat está en inglés. RAM is ridiculous. I wouldn't have tempted to sell my RAM right now. My brother actually made a remark one time saying that I should sell one of my RAM sticks. And I'm basically saying no way. Perdón para los que están aquí, para que este stream debe estar en español. Es que cuando el chat está en inglés, voy a responderlo en inglés. Es que hablo en inglés, español y japonés, y de esos idiomas, lo que el chat habla, yo respondo. Those look like the jellyfish from SpongeBob. Oh yeah, they do, don't they? You know, let me see what those are again. Level del needle. I wonder what a needle is. But there are some things I don't know in Spanish, mainly because I have this weird thing, like this weird order that I've learned Spanish and Japanese, where basically the things I talk about the most is what I learned first. But needle. Oh, that's all it. Okay. That is, that does not help. So it says the eggs of the nest. So it actually doesn't tell what types of eggs they are. Espero que Luna viene. so, or have you learned any more Spanish yet? The RAM that I bought 4 years ago is now worth almost double what I paid. Almost double what you paid 4 years ago. That's surprising. How much did you pay? Surprising it would be that low if it's only double what you paid 4 years ago. The RAM that I bought, which again this was just this past September, has well, you know what? Let me text something here. Well, first off, let me go to the website and see how much it costs right now, because it does keep going up and going up and going up. Yep, it's gone up and now it's over $1,000. Okay, now the RAM that I bought 4 months ago is now 7 times as much from the same website and all as it was when as that 7 times the amount that it was when I bought it. You paid $260 after tax, and sites that you're looking at are wanting $420. Okay, now I'm curious. How much RAM do you have, and which DDR? And megahertz or mega transfers per second. Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro 32 gigs, 2x16. 280. Okay, DDR4 3600. Okay, so that is expensive for that type of RAM, DDR4, but it's not so bad compared to the DDR5s, which mine is. DDR5 6000. Mine's well, you can do exclamation point specs in chat to see that, but Patriot Viper Venom 64 gig. But yeah, as I said, mine the DDR5 6000, 64 gigabytes of it, and on the very same website that I got before, 7 times the amount I paid for it. So the fact that yours has only gone up $160 more over the course of 4 years, to me it doesn't seem so bad like the $900 mine went up over the past 4 months. Yeah, the Rampocalypse is crazy. Yeah, I certainly hope that the Rampocalypse will end at some point soon. Some say it'll be the end of this year, or by the end, later this year. And some will say it'll be like COVID. So when I think of like COVID, I think 3 years. In other words, like the pandemic. But yeah. But yeah, it was like a few weeks, like maybe a week or two after I had bought my... As for Spanish though, yes, I've been learning a little bit of it. Yeah, I'm sure that if learning Italian was fun to you, I would guess that Spanish will be too, although I don't guess it would be as useful where you are as it would be more down here, for example. Okay. Oh, one week you do some Italian, and the next week you just... Oh, I thought that somehow you were done with learning Italian. I don't know. I don't guess I really paid attention to everything you said. although Duolingo has me in the school section, so I may not say things like student, professor, writing, reading, etc. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense for the Spanish course, yeah. Like, you gotta start somewhere. And you could say that about everything. Like, I was literally talking about different kinds of technology, like, particularly the tips and stuff in electronics. I was talking about that earlier, particularly the tips and stuff in the TV, the electronic stuff in the TVs and all that kind of stuff. And I use that phrase, everything's got to start somewhere, to refer to that. It's interesting how the verbs change with whom you're referring to in Spanish. Yes. So, outside of English, of course, Spanish was the first language I learned and I learned it at a young age. So, I mean, I'm sure I noticed, but it didn't like really phase me or anything. Or, well, maybe not. I'm not sure phase me is the right way to put it, but it didn't really affect me that much. Maybe yeah. And be sure that on that bebe that you emphasize the first be, because if you emphasize the second be, then that's a baby. And it's a lot like French with their verbs too. Yeah. Is it not that way with Italian? Yeah, that's part of the reason why I did Italian too, since they're so similar. Yeah. I mean, Italian. Okay, let's see. French, Romanian, Italian, Portuguese, and Spanish all have Latin roots. I had my French teacher in high school tell me that Spanish, Italian, and French were very similar languages, so if you could speak one, the other two will be easier to pick up. Yeah, I was told something similar, except I learned the phrase in French. Like, it was like the phrase was typed out in French, but because of my knowledge of Spanish, I easily understood what it meant. Um, Let me see if I can remember. Uh, uh, Si vous connaissez l'espagnol, vous pouvez apprendre le français. I think that's. I think those were the words. The other thing that messes with me is that the Spanish accents are one way and the Italian accents are the opposite way. So the E's are. Yeah. Yeah. It is a weird thing. And like. In Spanish, I don't think I've ever seen one. Let's see. Yeah, it goes that way. That is the way I'm doing. I'm trying to do it in the way where it's the right way for you watching the stream. So I don't think I've seen it go that way ever in Spanish, but I've seen it that way plenty. Yes, they are pronounced the same. I'm not sure how the accents really came to be. I mean, I'm sure that somehow has roots in Latin too. Yeah, I don't have any books on Italian, but I have a good few books on Latin. And and I have a few books on French. Many books on Spanish. I guess for when people are writing it, they'll know if it's Italian or Spanish. I mean, that would be a good way of telling, I guess. Although, French, though, they use both, don't they? Or at least standard French does. I don't know about Canadian French. I haven't done French since high school, so I don't remember much yet. Yeah, that seems to be a common thing that they don't practice since they learned in school, so they don't remember much, if anything at all. I could probably make basic conversation if I really tried, but other than that, it's just a few phrases. Yeah. Well, I know I know there's a French Canadian streamer I know, but he plays his main thing is Mario Kart, mostly like custom Grand Prix of Mario Kart Wii. Like somehow they still manage to go online even though the Nintendo Wii servers are down, Wii and DS servers are down. And they just they just get on there with the custom Grand Prix and race each other on Mario Kart Wii. That's what it is most of the time. I think I remember seeing him on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe once. Otra vez para los que están aquí para el stream en español, perdón, es que el idioma que el chat habla lo respondo. En su idioma. When I learned about hermano, hermana, hija, hijo, esposa, esposa, abuelo, y abuela. Yeah. I mean, those are basic things, so it makes sense that you'd learn that early on. ¿Tú tienes un hermano? Sí, un hermano mayor. Y una hermana menor. I suppose you understood what I said, but if not, I have an older brother and a younger sister. Wow, it's really only 8 o'clock and I've done all around the wall and stuff. Ya solo son las 8. Oh. Okay, so when you're referring to specific things, you don't even say uno, but when the... Okay, let's see. For the masculine noun, you say un, and in feminine noun, you say una, but you say uno when counting things. Yeah, so un hermano, una hermana. As for numbers higher than 1, they're the same as far as I can remember. I don't think that there's any other numbers that go different depending on, excuse me, masculine or feminine. Would it still make sense to say it that way with uno, or would the Spanish look at you funny? Well, I mean, I'm sure they would understand, but I think they would look at you funny, or otherwise they would definitely be able to tell that you're not that Spanish isn't your first language. Then again, I'm sure that people would be able to tell that Spanish isn't my first language, even though I speak it pretty well. But there's definitely a distinction to be made there. There's a couple of shows that I watched growing up that taught me Spanish, so I know how to count to 10 in Spanish, but I definitely could not spell it to save the life of me. Well, as part of my Spanish learning when I was a teenager, I would, so when Pokemon would come on Boomerang, on the satellite, I would go to the satellite settings and set the language to Spanish before I watched it, so that I would watch Pokemon in Spanish. But then also I would at my cousin's house, because they had everything on their satellite channels pack, which we had basic stuff because we're poor, but my cousins had like everything on their satellite pack. So when we went over there to my cousin's place, I would watch El Chavo del Ocho on I don't remember if it was Univision or Galavision or both, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 1, 2, 3 of them that you got wrong. Sorry. 4 of them you got wrong. I mean, it's better than nothing, though. You know what's funny to me? In Spanish, a roller coaster is called a Russian mountain. Yeah, a Russian mountain, una montaña rusa. Montaña rusa. What's the history behind that choice for that name? I don't know. I have no idea. But like in Russian, they have something kind of similar for the same thing. Like I think it's like I don't even remember what the noun was for it, but in Russian, but it's American something. I think is what the Russians call it. How do I stop it? Well, I know how to stop it, but Where is it? Oh, I see. So in this game, you don't turn it on and then turn it back off. You just do it or do not.
อ่า
Thank you for the flare, Solar. Perdón.
You saw the shortcut? Oh.
Ah. Acceso. Acceso. And there's a hydrate. There you go. Ah, ok. Aquí está la roca de la base, pero ¿dónde está el foco? Ah. Y así estaba la mini montaña rusa. ¿Y ahora qué? Ok. Pues desde este punto eh, quiero cambiar el juego o hacer raid y finalizar el stream. Creo que voy a hacer raid y finalizar el stream, así que espera un momento. Un momentito. Ok. Para los que no están suscritos, por favor, copia este mensaje. Y para los que están suscritos, por favor, copia este mensaje. Y para los que están menor de 18 años, por favor, lárgate del raid ahora. Y hasta la próxima vez. Adiós.